Chapter 6.66 Angels. "No, wait!" shouted Miguel. "The ancient code says that anyone who makes a sacrifice can have one wish, as long as it doesn't undo the penalty." The first angel nodded at Miguel and said, "This is true. What do you want?" Without waiting to think, Miguel said, "A properly decorated Christmas tree with gifts for every child." "That's 2 wishes," snapped Bishop Thieve. "A tree and gifts." "A Christmas tree has gifts by definition," retorted Miguel. "It's no longer Christmas time," snarled Bishop Thieve. "But when it was," said Miguel, "only 1 week ago, none of these boys received a single gift, and you snapped off their Christmas tree at its base, leaving only a jagged stump." The female angel flew across to Bishop Thieve and stood in front of him. "Is this true?" she asked. "No, it is not," said Invictus, standing tall and proud. "Most definitely it is not true," said Bishop Thieve, glaring at the angel. I could tell that he wanted to strike her, but dared not. "It was rightful punishment," said Bishop Thieve. "Was it?" the female angel asked one of the boys who was shivering nearby. "Do not dare to lie to an angel," said the male angel who was hovering up near the ceiling. "We didn't get any gifts," said the boy. "Bishop Thieve said that we didn't deserve any." "But had you all been misbehaving?" asked the female angel. The boy looked terrified. "No," he said, I don't think so." Bishop Thieve glared at the boy. "Then you shall have your Christmas tree," said the male angel, waving his wings to create an enormous tree covered in golden lights. It had so many gifts underneath it that we all oohed and ahed, wondering which ones might be ours. "What is your name?" the female angel asked the little boy. "Midas," said the boy. "Then, Midas, at the instruction of all of the heavens, if this man or any of his servants harm you because of your honesty today, their bones will crumble and they will become like jellyfish," said the female angel. The male angel roared at Bishop Thieve. "Did you hear those words?" "Get out!" shouted Bishop Thieve. "Not before you answer me." "I heard you," muttered Bishop Thieve. "And you understand those words?" "Of course," shouted Bishop Thieve. "Now go." As the 2 marvellous creatures swept out of the dining hall, Miguel sat weeping in his wheelchair. Bishop Thieve strode over to him and cast his hands over Miguel's wheelchair, mumbling evil spells. "You shall not sit on a golden throne," he hissed. "As you wish," said Miguel, "but you will not harm my friend." "Oh, he'll remain blind," said Thieve, "but he'll keep his mind and his body because of your pitiful kindness, you ridiculous fool." As we watched, Miguel's wheelchair became the clattering, rusty piece of rubbish he'd been in when we first met him. I felt so proud of Miguel and also utterly devastated. It was the eve of his 11th birthday. What had happened was the worst. But when I looked at Blizzard, I knew that Miguel had made the right choice. Jax was hugging Blizzard over and over. I knew she'd be working her magic as she held him. But when Ghoul noticed her hugging Blizzard, he pulled her away. Jax didn't care. She told us later that she'd covered Blizzard with a protection from any further harm from Thievel or his servants. Chapter 6.666 Stella. Thievel walked straight over to the tree and was about to destroy it when there was a massive noise. Something huge had appeared outside the dining hall. What it was, we weren't sure, but before we could figure it out, someone was grinding a hole through the wall of the building. As the bricks and mortar fell down, we could see a gigantic wooden ship hovering outside in midair. And then, in through the hole, walked Stella, looking wild. She was dressed in pirate finery, her long flowing coat a mix of gold and black, and her red hair falling out from underneath her tricorn hat. On her shoulder was Jeremiah, screeching, his blue and red wings spread wide as if he was ready for flight or ready to fight anyone who came near him. "I hear this place is only for boys," roared Stella, her voice dripping with fury. "Well, today we'll be breaking that rule, and probably tomorrow, and forever more." Thievel's face became beetroot with rage. "Get out," he shouted, "and get that ridiculous ship away from my school." "Not in a million years," said Stella, "and that's how many years I have at my disposal as a time pirate. How many do you have, you mean-spirited pile of rotting toad snot?" "Be silent," roared Thievel. "I will not," shouted Stella. "On whose authority are you here?" asked Thievel. "The ancient code of magic," said Stella. "Someone has already called on that code today," said Thievel, leering at Stella. "Then I'm here on the authority of all of the heavens," said Stella, "and I've been told that the godchild of the governor of the land of ice and fire is being tormented in this place, and that you've imprisoned the governor illegally." A splash of fear flickered in Thievel's eyes. "You are not here on the authority of all of the heavens," said Thievel, looking arrogant. "I would know if such a call had been made." "You would, sir," said Invictus. The room was suddenly filled with a golden light as thousands upon thousands of fierce angels surrounded the dining hall. Many flew in through the hole that Stella had drilled through the wall, and others dropped in through the ceiling and walls as if by magic. After they'd assembled, an enormous angel with 6 wings swept in to stand beside Stella. "News of your cruelty has reached the heavens," said the angel. "Gabriel!" yelled Jem, allowing her wings to burst through her school uniform before flying up to sit on Gabriel's shoulders. "He has been cruel, really, really cruel, and he's been mean to all of us, but especially to Blizzard." "Be quiet!" screeched Thievel. "I will not," said Jem. "You broke our Christmas tree, and you're making Blizzard go blind. You and your nasty magic should be stopped." Thievel looked worried. "I have done none of these things," he said. "You have," said Sky, stepping forward and out of her disguise. "I've been a witness to it, and Captain Stella is me in the future, so she has been a witness to it as well, and we will both testify against you in the highest court in all of the heavens." Bishop Thieve looked as if he was going to strike out at Sky, but then he fell to his knees. "Please," he said, "I've been left here alone with so few to help me. Things got out of hand." "All lies," said Stella. "We know your larders are full to overflowing with delicious food sent to you by the governor of the land because she told us, and your vats are full of gold. But you and your henchmen greedily eat all the food alone at night while the children starve, and you hoard the gold while the children in your care live as paupers. Your actions have been beyond appalling." "Plus, he has the governor of the land locked up in a dungeon," said Jax, "and my brother. They're both in a dungeon along with my mother's pet penguin, Arthur. They've been there for days, and I fear that Arthur may die because he needs fish and water." Stella nodded. "All noted," she said. "All shall be made well. Gabriel, would you mind attending to the governor and also poor little Arthur? My time fairies have been beyond devastated to hear that Arthur is being held in a dungeon.